Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
You said what?
Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
Did he? Oh, good. Good for him.
How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Ilia Topuria said that he would knock out Terence Crawford in boxing. He goes, I won't talk about what would happen between me and Bud in an octagon. I'll talk about what would happen in a boxing ring. I put him to sleep in the first contact. Chael, BS or no?
I think Ilia knocks him out.
Ilia Topuria could knock out Bud Crawford on first contact. Is there any truth to it? Why is it always the MMA guys gotta go box? It doesn't sell. James Toney and the UFC lost a whole bunch of money with him. If Ilia Topuria really could beat up Terence Crawford, why didn't he go into boxing? Ilia is our champion. After seeing Conor, who could not make an amateur Olympic team, go 30 minutes with Floyd, after seeing Francis Ngannou, who could not get a medal at the amateur, beat Tyson Fury according to one of the judges, I'll stand with Ilia. And how come it doesn't go the other way? And how come, if it's true, you didn't do it? Say whatever you want about Francis. Francis walked away from an active contract to pursue a dream that he believed to be true.
To the boxing.
But it seems like
they did it with Conor. Why not with me?
I know.
To go to boxing. That's something that I want to do. Let's go Turkish. I don't know. I didn't thought about that. I would love to go against the winner of Canelo and Crawford. The only thing is that I don't wanna have that rivalry with Canelo because he was my idol.
Ilia Topuria is making headlines after calling out Terence Crawford for a boxing match. The lightweight champion believes he can put Crawford to sleep in the first round. However, Crawford isn't taking his statement seriously and is busy in celebrating the historic win over Canelo Alvarez. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford also added a little spice to this beef as he walked out to Ilia Topuria's music for his fight with Canelo. This move surprised the fans, but it appears that Crawford did this intentionally.
Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
You said what?
Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
Did he? Oh, good. Good for him.
Ilia Topuria mocked Terence Crawford for walking out to his theme song, reminding fans that Crawford had previously called him drunk. He joked that he would teach Crawford how to dance mariachi in the ring and even added that he'd save a round for Canelo afterward. Ilia Topuria said, "First, he called me drunk, then he walks out to my song. Crawford, whenever you want, I'll teach you how to dance that mariachi in the ring, and Canelo, I'll save you a round after him." This drama began when Ilia shared a picture with Crawford and questioned the fans who they think would win between them. Topuria challenged Crawford that he would put him to sleep in a boxing fight. Ilia Topuria said, "I won't talk about what would happen between me and Crawford in an octagon. I'll talk about what would happen in a ring. I put him to sleep in the first contact." In response, Terence Crawford dismissed Ilia Topuria's call-out, joking that the UFC champion must have been drinking when he claimed he could knock him out with the first punch.
And last one from me, from the UFC world, Ilia Topuria says that if you guys ever boxed, he would knock you out based on the first punch.
That dude drunk, you know. Hey, you know a lot of MMA guys, they drink a lot, so he must be on that alcohol out there.
On the other hand, Dana White also dismissed the idea of a crossover fight between Ilia Topuria and Terence Crawford, making it clear that he had no interest in seeing it happen.
One last one for you, Dana. You're now officially promoting boxing shows. We have UFC lightweight champion Ilia Topuria saying he's gonna knock out Terence Crawford. Can we expect some crossover boxing matches like you did with Mayweather and McGregor moving forward?
I certainly hope not.
However, Ilia Topuria expressed confidence that he could convince Dana White to let him step into boxing. He said it's something he truly wants to do and believes Dana will support him in chasing that dream. While he admitted it may take some convincing, he was certain it would eventually work out.
Obviamente, es algo que quiero hacerlo y no creo que él me diga que no a querer cumplir mi sueño, ¿no? Yo creo que él es una persona que me apoyará, tendré su apoyo, no tengo ninguna duda. Será un tema de conversación a convencerlo, pero estoy seguro que se prenderá.
Chelsan also reacted to this call-out from Ilia and doesn't see this fight as a possibility. He dismissed Ilia Topuria's claim after knocking out Terence Crawford, questioning why MMA fighters always chase boxing. He argued that if Topuria truly believed it, he would have pursued boxing from the start, and praised Francis Ngannou for actually taking that risk.
Ilia Topuria could knock out Bud Crawford on first contact. Is there any truth to it? Why is it always the MMA guys gotta go box? It doesn't sell. James Toney and the UFC lost a whole bunch of money with him. If Ilia Topuria really could beat up Terence Crawford, why didn't he go into boxing? Ilia is our champion. After seeing Conor, who could not make an amateur Olympic team, go 30 minutes with Floyd, after seeing Francis Ngannou, who could not get a medal at the amateur, beat Tyson Fury according to one of the judges, I'll stand with Ilia. And how come it doesn't go the other way? And how come, if it's true, you didn't do it? Say whatever you want about Francis. Francis walked away from an active contract to pursue a dream that he believed to be true.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria revealed that he hasn't started negotiations with the UFC for his next fight and admitted he doesn't know who the opponent will be. He explained that the UFC usually decides the name and he's ready to face whoever they choose.
Para los tres rivales posibles de peso ligero que más suenan, que serían Paddy Pimblett, Arman Tsarukyan y Justin Gaethje, has dicho que no sabes quién será tu rival, pero yo quería preguntarte quién crees que es el que más se lo merece y aparte, ¿cuál es la pelea que más te gustaría perder?
Realmente no me importa a cuál de los tres me voy a enfrentar, es simplemente unos acuerdos con la UFC. Realmente tampoco hemos entrado en la negociación sobre mi próximo combate. Pero en cuanto me llamen, ellos eligen siempre el nombre, a mí no me importa. ¿A quién quieren?
Ilia Topuria shared that talks for his next fight were underway, but confirmed it would not be against Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy Pimblett.
Buenas, ahora primero para MMA. Antes de empezar a preguntar a los peleadores, Ilia, tengo un par de preguntitas rápidas para ti. La primera de ellas te hemos visto hace muy poco tiempo compartiendo ya imágenes de entrenamientos de fuerza en redes sociales que habitualmente forma parte de un pre-training camp. Hay muchos aficionados españoles que se están preguntando ¿cuándo defenderá Ilia Topuria su cinturón del peso ligero?
Bueno, no tengo ni idea, la verdad. Estamos en ello, estamos en medio de la negociación de todos, ajustando el calendario del año que queda, del próximo año, así que no te puedo dar una respuesta.
Y una segunda antes de pasar a los peleadores, Ilia, ¿algún nombre que tengas en mente? Se habla de Arman Tsarukyan, de Justin Gaethje, de la posibilidad de Paddy Pimblett.
Ninguno, la verdad. De momento no tengo ninguno.
Gracias.
Moreover, Ilia Topuria also dismissed the idea of fighting Arman Tsarukyan, questioning his reliability and insisting he wasn't a worthy challenger. He went as far as to say he would vacate his title rather than defend against him.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not my back, bro. I don't care. You're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
However, Islam Makhachev argues that in the lightweight division, the matchup that makes the most sense for Ilia Topuria is Arman Tsarukyan. He believes Tsarukyan has already proven he belongs at the top and thinks his skills and mentality could be enough to hand Topuria a loss.
На твой взгляд, сейчас самый справедливый бой за чемпионство в легком весе между кем? Между Илией Топурией и Арманом Царукяном?
Ну да, конечно. Если кто-то когда-то, не знаю, в истории страховал бой, делал вес, он всегда дрался почти. Ну, я не помню в истории, чтобы не давали бой. Арман сделал последний турнир вес, подстраховал бой. И я думаю, он должен быть следующий. Он доказал, что у него же была проблема с весогонкой. Он доказал, что может спускаться, гонять вес. И я думаю, что это самый актуальный бой на данный момент.
У кого было бы больше всего шансов на победу?
Ну, я думаю, если честно, если Арман выйдет с правильным настроем, то он справится.
Islam Makhachev takes aim at Ilia Topuria for not granting a title shot to the #1 contender. He says Topuria is avoiding Arman Tsarukyan and even notes that Ilia has claimed online he would rather retire than face him. Makhachev points out Tsarukyan's strong win streak and calls him the toughest challenge for the champion, making it clear in his eyes that Ilia is ducking the fight.
Я хотел задать вопрос Исламу. Считаешь ли ты Армана самым серьезным соперником для Ильи? И не кажется ли тебе, что Топурия избегает его?
Ну, что избегает, не секрет. Я уже видел там баталии в интернете, где он говорит, я лучше завершу карьеру, чем буду с ним драться. И я думаю на данный момент, что Арман набрал хорошие обороты, и это самый серьезный экзамен для чемпиона.
Charles Oliveira also admits that Arman Tsarukyan should be the next challenger for Ilia Topuria. He highlights that Arman holds the #1 ranking and has already earned his opportunity. Oliveira also points out that Tsarukyan was once lined up for a title shot, but had to pull out with an injury, which makes him the rightful choice now.
Para disputar o cinturão, quem que você imaginaria que seria uma luta interessante e que causaria talvez uma dificuldade pro Topuria?
Cara, não vou te falar nem de dificuldade, ele é interessante. Eu acho que o cara que merece isso é o Arman, o número 1 do ranking, então o Arman merece essa luta, sabe, tá esperando ali, ele luta pelo título, teve a lesão, saiu, então acho que é o Arman.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan also expresses full confidence that he can overcome Ilia Topuria. He points to his all-around game and constant wrestling pressure as the keys to shutting down the champion. His aim is to expose the hype around Ilia and prove he competes on a higher level.
I'm curious, tell us more about how you see a matchup with Topuria playing out.
I'm just take him down and hold him and just maul him. And I just finish him on the ground, and he's not gonna able to escape from me.
The wrestling and the takedowns are the key then.
Yeah, and my kicks, my wrestling, my ground and pound, and my strengths. Boxing, he's good on one thing, on the boxing, but me, wrestling, kicks, ground and pound, and like a control time.
So the more well-rounded fighter you believe is
I mean,
yourself.
4 versus 1, who's gonna win? I mean,
sure.
If you're not gonna stay on his boxing distance, how he's gonna beat you? I don't know.
Furthermore, Khamzat Chimaev weighs in on a potential showdown between Ilia Topuria and Arman Tsarukyan, calling it the type of fight that should happen this year. He sees it as an ideal matchup, with Arman's wrestling and Ilia's striking setting up a real test to determine who is the better fighter. Despite being close with both, he admits he would be excited to see them square off in the cage.
We know you're kind of friends with Ilia too, and you know you're friends with Arman. Do you see them fighting this year?
I hope so. It's a good fight for the both guys. So fighting is, we need to know who is the best fighter in the world. So the both guys is best fighters, so I will be happy to watch that fight. Yeah, it's a crazy fight. Arman is good moves. Like, he has a good kicks, good wrestling, and the other guy has a good jiu-jitsu, a good puncher, so it will be cool to watch that fight.
UFC legend Daniel Cormier backs Arman Tsarukyan as the rightful title challenger, pointing out that no one else in the division has matched his consistency. He believes Arman has already proven he belongs at the top, and his run makes him the clear choice to fight for the belt next.
I don't understand how anyone in this weight class can say that they should get a title shot over Arman Tsarukyan. He was the #1 contender for the last year. He was in line to fight for the belt in Los Angeles, and then it didn't happen. It was because his back went out, right? Some people were saying it was a weight issue. Well, today he stepped on the scale as a backup fighter and looked in phenomenal shape. It just feels like Arman Tsarukyan should be next to fight for the championship.
Similarly, Din Thomas argues that Arman Tsarukyan is the toughest test for Ilia Topuria, highlighting his distance control and wrestling. He admits Topuria would likely handle Paddy Pimblett on the ground, but expects Paddy to be picked first because of his star power and ongoing rivalry with the champion.
Who is the most likely to get the title shot?
I think Paddy is still most likely to get it right now. He's just gonna have to be fair with the number.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be. Who's best suited to be the most competitive with Topuria out of those?
Arman.
Gaethje, Paddy, or Arman?
Arman.
That's what I thought too.
Din Thomas emphasized that Arman Tsarukyan is a far tougher challenge for Ilia Topuria than Paddy Pimblett. He points to Arman's timing, striking variety, and fast ground transitions as threats that could cause problems throughout the fight, while expecting Paddy to be dominated if taken down.
Arman, 100%. Here's why. Paddy might kick better. They might be close in that. But I think Arman will understand the range a little better, and he shoots better. I think he shoots better than Paddy. Yeah, I think Arman does the best against him just because he'll kick more high kicks and he'll use the range a little better on the outside and shoot faster.
And scramble better.
Yeah, and scramble better. Paddy will just pull guard, and Ilia might even dominate him on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought the same thing. Well, I guess we're gonna see.
Meanwhile, Khabib Nurmagomedov sees Arman Tsarukyan as the clear favorite over Ilia Topuria, giving him an 80-20 advantage. He praises Arman's blend of wrestling, ground control, and striking, along with his improved fight IQ and composure. Khabib also points to Tsarukyan's size, strength, and constant pressure, predicting he would be the physically superior fighter inside the cage.
Выиграет он при этом за счет борьбы, правильно? За счет ММА стиля. Но это не вольная борьба. Но будет проходить, да? Арман может повалить, у него хорошие локти в партере. Очень хороший локти. Может бороться, разбаривать, спину забирать. А вот в эту опасную дистанцию с Топурией просто не зайдет. Не зайдет, слишком уже есть бои, он уже может посмотреть, изучить. Я например, 80-20, я вижу победителем Армана. Я считаю, что его борьба, его прессинг, его говорить, это тоже надо учитывать. Он выше него почти на 10 сантиметров, если не ошибаюсь. И он больше него весом, и в день боя он будет больше него.
Khabib Nurmagomedov insists that wrestling becomes the key factor if Ilia Topuria ever meets Arman Tsarukyan. He argues that Ilia has yet to face anyone with elite wrestling credentials, as nearly all of his past rivals have leaned on striking. Khabib even dares people to identify a single opponent of Topuria's who consistently used wrestling as a weapon, maintaining that such a name doesn't exist.
Ну и, конечно, борьба, она всегда рулила. Да, особенно когда такие бои бывают. Мы все знаем, какая борьба у Холлоуэя и какая борьба у последнего Чарльза Оливера. У них ее практически нет. Они ударники. Они пошли на рожон и хапнули свое. А человек, который взял ногу, поборолся, взял корпус, поборолся. Ну да, то, что с такими он не дрался, он дрался со всеми ударниками. Волконовский не борется, другие не борются. Ну, с кем он дрался? Просто назови хоть одного, хоть чуть-чуть, даже не 50%, который хоть 20% использует борьбу.
Khabib Nurmagomedov acknowledges that the matchup is compelling and hence the UFC may be reluctant to book Tsarukyan against Topuria right away. He admits Ilia currently carries more star appeal, but maintains that if Arman scores a big win, the promotion will have no choice but to make the fight happen.
Ну, интересный бой будет. Я считаю, что, я знаю, что UFC опасаются, не хотят его так быстро убирать, Топурию. По-любому, он как медийная личность в данный момент больше, чем Арман. Ну, если даже вылезет сейчас Арман, если один бой выиграет, куда его деть? Да, деваться некуда будет. Они же не могут его спрятать.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan says he's open to facing another top contender if Ilia Topuria isn't available, but only if the UFC guarantees him a title shot afterward. He names Justin Gaethje as the matchup that would prove beyond doubt he deserves the belt, while also mentioning Dan Hooker as another option. Still, he makes it clear the promotion should not overlook him in favor of booking Topuria against Paddy Pimblett.
It's the other contenders is Gaethje, who wants to fight for the title, because if I beat him, he's not gonna say anything about title, or Paddy, those two names. But Hooker, he's not on the title contender, but still, if they give me those three names, I'll fight. But they gotta tell me, if you beat this guy, you're gonna fight for the title, and they're not gonna make fight Paddy versus Ilia and me versus someone, because I wanna fight as soon as possible and then go to the title fight.
On the other hand, Paddy Pimblett expresses confidence in his progress, noting that he is sharpening his striking with Ilia Topuria in mind. He highlights timing on the feet as a key area of focus, but reminds that his grappling remains his biggest strength, even comparing his control on the mat to how Khamzat Chimaev held down Dricus du Plessis.
5 rounds in the bag there. Needs striking time, doesn't feel there at the minute, to be honest. Last week, needs striking time and felt good, and I've done 5 rounds with Luke, so it's just probably woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Obviously, you've got to get that striking time better if I'm fighting El Chirizo. That's a lot what I'm going to work on, but me grappling always feels phenomenal. As you see in them rounds, lad, when I get people on the floor, they don't get up, rather smother people. Like Khamzat against DDP the weekend, once I get you down and I'm on top of you and I'm smothering them, you're not getting up, lad. I'm controlling you, I'm making you feel my weight and making making you feel some shots at the same time. That's the thing, when I get on top of someone, you're not getting up.
However, Ilia Topuria considers Paddy Pimblett the simplest challenge in the lightweight division. He views the fight as an easy opportunity to dominate and showcase his skills from start to finish, believing it would clearly demonstrate the gap between him and Pimblett.
What is going on with Paddy?
With Paddy, all the fans around the world, I think that they want to see that fight. And at the same time, I have to be honest, I think it's one of the easiest fights that I could have in the lightweight division. I don't know, I can do with him whatever I want to do in reality. It's very excited fight for the fans.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna enjoy a lot the whole process, and at the same time, it's a fight where I'm gonna be able to shine once again.
So, that's all we have from today's video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about it in the comment section and subscribe to our channel to get more updates about this highly anticipated encounter.